The idolatry found within the Catholic Church directly parallels that of Israel's worship of the golden calf in Exodus 32. Just as the Roman Catholic, the children of Israel did not believe that they were worshiping an image. Their intention was to communicate with the Lord through this image. In Exodus, Israel is looking to Aaron to find a replacement for Moses that would be used by God to lead them. Exodus 32:1 says, "And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron, and said unto him, Up, make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him." Here in the text, gods is spelled with a little g, the same as in Exodus 7:1. "And the Lord said unto Moses, See, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh." Moses was called a god, meaning that Moses was going to be a conduit or channel by which God was to speak to Pharaoh. The calf was to serve in the same capacity as Moses, an object to seek God through. Now let's read verses 3 through 5. "And the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation, and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord." In these verses, we see that with good intentions, Aaron declared a great feast to dedicate the golden calf to the Lord. Here in the text, the word Lord is in all capitals, denoting that this was Yahweh, the true God. Verses 7 and 8 say, "And the Lord said unto Moses, Go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt." The children of Israel did not view praying to God through an image as idolatry, yet that was exactly what God said they were guilty of. In verse 10, we see that God was willing to destroy Israel for this sin. "Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them." Catholics have been drawn into this type of idolatry by the practice of venerating images, believing that they are only using the image or statue as a conduit or mediator, that they can worship Jesus and honor the saints. The Manual of the Holy Catholic Church, page 371, explains that the honor which is given to them is referred to the objects which they represent, so that through the images which we kiss, and before which we uncover our heads and kneel, we adore Christ and venerate the saints whose likenesses they are. This type of idolatry is not limited to statues and images. It is in the very centerpiece of Catholic worship, the Mass. According to the Catholic Church, the Mass is a perpetual sacrifice of Jesus, in which the believer physically eats the flesh and drinks the blood of Jesus through bread and wine that has been transformed by the Catholic priest. This act is called transubstantiation. The Second Vatican Council decreed, "All the faithful ought to show this most holy sacrament the worship which is due to the true God." To worship the Eucharistic elements as God is nothing less than blasphemous idolatry, and can only bring about God's judgment. The Lord proclaimed in the 42nd chapter of Isaiah, "I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images." Israel said of the golden calf, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Just as Israel gave the attributes of God to the golden calf, the Catholic Church attributes the Eucharistic wafer to Jesus Christ. If you have ever knelt before a statue or worshipped the Eucharist, then, like the Hebrews in Exodus 32, you have sinned against God. You must turn from this idolatry. Come to Jesus Christ alone, not through a statue, nor through the Eucharist, but by faith. If you will do this, He has promised salvation and peace with God. Jesus said in John 3:16, "For God so loved the world, that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life."